Alright, it's been a hot second since we've tried this deck in Historic. And it got a couple of new cards since the last time we've tried it. So we've got some Bant Spirits, as you can see here, is basically blue-white spirits with a small green splash for Collecting Company, because Collecting Company is just the most powerful card advantage creature decks can be playing in this format. And with all of our various dual lands and pathways at this point, splashing for a 1 green pip at the top end of your curve is not too terrible. New cards that we've gotten since last time we tried Spirits. We've got Memory Lapse, you know, just one of the best tempo disruptive plays in the format, and this deck's playing a bunch of Flash Dorkos, so it gets to leverage this type of effect pretty powerfully. And then we've got Guardian of the Faith here, which says any number of other target creatures you control phase out when it enters play. So this can save one of your other creatures from a removal spell, as well as save your board from a sweeper. One concern I do kind of have about Guardian of Faith is while it's good against sweepers, it is notably not an evasive threat. So I'm going to be interested to see how that feels. We also have Skyclave Apparition here, and part of me wonders if Skyclave is better than just playing more Nebelgast Herald and Shacklegeist. I think we definitely want access to some of these in the 75, but again, in the main deck, just having more tempo-focused things might be better, but I'm interested to see how that plays out. We've got some Glasspool Mimics here to kind of cheat our land count up, so this lets us get 26 virtual lands while having 29 creatures to hit off of Collected Company, which is nice. So we're able to hit our lands. These also can act as, you know, extra lords. You put more Archeagles or Supreme Phantoms into play and get to beat people down more quickly. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it goes. I will say I was a little bit sad that we didn't get a spirit package in Jumpstart Historic Horizons. If they would have just given, they could have given us like Mausoleum Wanderer, Drogskull Captain, and Spell Queller. And then this could have been a really, really decent pushed archetype. Aether Vial would have been sweet in general too, but specifically in the context of spirits they could have given us. There were a lot they could have printed in there, but didn't. If this isn't peak non-rotating Magic, then I don't know what is. Queue up with your flashy creature deck, match 1, game 1, queue into Paladin class. Oh, they're playing tokens. Sweet. This is a card I considered in the red-white tokens we've been playing with a bit. The Anthem effect is relatively strong, while also providing meaningful disruption against control decks. Jiminy, thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. If we draw untapped white, we can Skyclave this Paladin class at least. This notably can't block non-flying creatures. These 1/1s are going to come trucking in here. These 2/2s are going to come trucking in here. White source, please. Yikes. Well. More interactive builds of tokens. Game 1 here looks like. Anti-control and anti-aggro cards here. Well, that means we can collect a company next turn at least, I suppose. I'm gonna Nebelgast Herald, and then we'll use the Shacklegeist to tap one of their 2/2s next turn. Lightning Helix is a good card, Yak. Good morning, good morning. Alright, who's got 2 thumbs that can seize to heroic reinforcements? This guy. Also very dead to transmogrify if they're on that variation of tokens. Oh. Shit. Yeah, that does have a level 3, doesn't it? Yikes. Alright, so Stone seems good. Skyclave Apparition seems good. Guardian of the Faith seems kind of whatever. Memory Lapse seems like decent tempo. Try this. We have all of our colors. We have a 2-3 curve, theoretically. Although I suppose they don't give us something to target with this. We're not playing this on 3. Just like we drew it up, chat. You know, honestly, just gonna 1-for-1 this here. I don't have anything else to spend my mana on for the turn. Could have erased the alarm here, but if they want to trade their tokens for my 2-2, I think that's fine. They also could just, like, have a Helix, and they don't want to kill either of my 2 things. We've got spirits. Yes, we do. We've got spirits. How about you? We've got fried spirits, chat. What do you think fried spirit tastes like? A little slimy, you think? Doesn't taste like much. Smells bad though. All right, and we're dead. Good job. Elishnorn is very good in the creature matchups and is unplayable, embarrassing against the popular decks in the format. Just guy control chuckles. Very, very, very good against a lot of these B and C tier decks like what we're playing right now, though. Opponent is also a Bant individual of culture. Simic Puppy Slicer. Well then, Splicer. What we're splicing the puppies with. Oh, let me just shock this land in. No plays. Very unlucky. Your turn. Maybe I'm supposed to jam this Coco at sorcery speed. Play around to counterspell. It's worse to get second Skyclave Apparition, though. As a general comment, you cannot copy the thing with Glasspool Mimic that Glasspool Mimic enters alongside of. So, I did not have the option to have Glasspool Mimic enter as a second Supreme Phantom there. That is not how Magic the Gathering works. Man, is it funny that, like, I can't tell you the last time I played against Bant Spirits? And, like, now we've queued up with it and we're playing a mirror match. It's kind of hilarious. Thankfully, we were able to outplay our opponent there by drawing Collected Company. That was a strong play. Those of you at home, take notes. Is that crazy to trim my memory lapses and just have cards that play to the board? I don't want to cut too many creatures. Like, if I'm already only at 29, so like if I cut 4 creatures, we'd only be at 25, which makes our companies pretty bad. And I think I want Settle the Wreckage and my Skyclaves and my Deck and Stones. No, there weren't any spirits, really, in there. There were no spell colors or anything exciting. It's been a while since we've played Valky Winds. I don't know, it's just kind of like a, mopey control deck. Like the powerful thing that deck does isn't like powerful enough to keep up with the other things in the format. Like you're spending 2 cards to get an effect that's largely just worse than casting Teferi Time Rattler.
It is 100 degrees in here.
It's much warmer in here than the rest of the house. That's why I turned the AC down, yes.
But even just the rest of the basement, you want to keep the door open?
Yeah, probably.
Can I talk to you for a second?
What's up? You mean to mute?
Yes,
yep.
Please.
I don't know why she wanted me to mute for that. She was just telling me. She wanted me to try and fill her spot for the Unite segment because she was going to play in our group. She's having one of her girlfriends over. Which is fine. We had a couple of subs that messaged me. Asked about playing. I think we just pass here. I think having our spirits at instant speed and not theirs means that is valuable. So I'm gonna go ahead and Skyclave the Rattlechains here, I think. Man. No plays from the opponent? They're so unlucky, chat. Whoa, they're actually unlucky, chat. I was not prepared for them to actually be unlucky. Yeah, they didn't draw a Sailor either, which is a mistake. Nicholson, thanks for the 21 months. Welcome back. Lofty Denial. Rude. I think with the addition of Jumpstart Historic Horizons Days In and the implication that we're going to be getting more digital-only cards, kind of all bets are off in terms of... what we can expect. I expect we'll be getting more direct-to-historic stuff, but I don't think that it's going to be predictable anymore. What we're getting when. The only Bant deck is Blue-White Spirits. That's not true. In fact, one of the decks that I'm probably going to play in the couple of days we're doing Historic next week before the set drops is Bant Control. I think Bant Control is super duper reasonable at the moment. I do this at their upkeep in case we had a Nebelgast Herald. We did not. I mean, yeah, you asked for a Bant deck, so saying the Bant ramp control deck isn't what you mean. Bant has creatures in its identity to you. No, not really. Not for a long time. Like, I think the last time... How long have you been playing Magic for? Like, I think Pancake Flipper was the last time Bant really had its identity solidified in creatures. And that's like 15 years ago at this point? 20 years ago? Bant Company was a thing for a little bit, but I mean, like, this deck is Bant Company, right? And, like, they were saying they didn't really like this deck being the Bant deck. Excuse me, Pancake. What? And somebody, what's Pancake Flipper's actual name? Someone give me a link so I can pull it up. I can pull it up on stream so people can see what I mean. So the Zoomers can understand what Pancake Flipper is. I promise you the name Pancake Flipper is appropriate. Oh my god, we've been mana-tithed, shit. We've been mana-tithered. Rox Warmonk, that's the one. Alright, I'm pulling it up on Strifefall now. This is the Pancake Man, shit. Do you know the Pancake Man? The Pancake Man, the Pancake Man. Do 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 do. A 3/4 lifelink with no enter the battlefield value. It's unplayable. Yep, actual format staple. Would you like to throw away all of your creatures to flip your Legion's Lightning? You would not. Weird. We'll thunk him with this, and then the Supreme Phantom next turn is lethal. Is that a Rhino Monk levitating pancakes? Yes. That is, in fact, what the pancake flipper is. Yeah. I was thinking we could stop removal on any of our things, but Helix to the face definitely gets us. This game's a good example of why Drog Skull Captain is a card this archetype would really like. Just more lords is so powerful. Alright, so we're gonna get rid of the Nebelgast Heralds, bring in the Skyclaves, bring in Settle the Wreckage. Down to 26 creatures with this configuration. It's probably correct, though. Thanks for the follow, Mr. Bubba. Was Lara really 15 years ago? Was it more than that? It might even be more than that. There? 08. Only 13, chat. You're so young and spry. Well, that's the nut draw over there. That makes 79, Cody. For reference. The copies of Fry we've been running into on the ladder, too. Kind of a good example how our deck's by no means tier 1, but it's catching kind of flack damage from blue-white control being popular in the format. Gelfantis, thank you for the 2 months of support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. This is why Settle the Wreckage isn't a very good card. It's just so incredibly obvious when you have it. Morning, Nate. No! Fuck! Damn it. It always gets me. We've been playing too much Magic Online. And on Magic Online, you have to click to leave their main phase, then you get another stop at their beginning of combat. Arena doesn't do that. So, obviously I should have tapped my 2 spirits to tap their Hellish Torrent. We're probably still dead there. Our collected company could have potentially bailed us out. We weren't just dead if I had my stop correctly. I'm gonna keep this and hope to draw some lands. Bunch of lords is pretty good. I mean, for reference, I think the priority system handling in Magic Arena is far superior, and I'll take it any day of the week. It's just when you're a content creator like myself that's doing both and going back and forth, you're going to get got by muscle memory like that on occasion. It's just what it is. I think adding Deputy of Detention to this deck after watching us lose to tokens twice in 2 matches is peak Twitch chat. And by what I mean by that is Twitch chat always wants to edit their deck to beat whatever they most recently lost to. And that's a really bad way to approach deck building. If you look at the decks that exist in this format, and you look at the things you actually want removal against among the popular decks, Deputy of Detention is basically useless against all of them. So you're right, in this specific instance, against exactly Hellish Norn, we'd be better off. But on the average case scenario of what things you're running into is not worthwhile. Ah, collected company. What a bag of dicks. Deck in Stone would be good in this deck. I'm going to give you a 10-minute timeout to take a look at the deck list. It's available via the exclamation point deck command and on your screen via the overlay. Alright, so I need to have a decent company here to be in this game, so I think I'm just shipping and then hoping to kill them in the air next turn. I don't have anything I can Coco into that stops this, right? Can you believe they fucking ruined Magic the Gathering by adding cards that roll dice to the game? Can you believe that they infected my low variance, high skill card game by adding rolling d20s to it? It was a travesty, an outright savaging. There was no variance in this game, and then they started adding die rolls and just fucked it all up. Thanks for the 18 months, Win Magus. I appreciate the 1.5 years. Welcome back. For the record, for people that are just joining us, the collected company we cast immediately before that one only hit 1 creature. So in 12 looks, we hit 1 creature. Could be right to Mimic on one here, but if they attack in with this as a 1/1, I want to block it. Take this off the table. Means Skyclave Apparition down the line opens up. Yeah, me too, Quilcy. Merfolk with infinite hits sound sweet. The Tropical Merfolk lets you drop the land count, and Glasspool Mimic lets you drop the land count. I should technically let the core trigger resolve first, but if they recast this, we don't die. That's kind of good for us. Yeah, they're not recasting it. I assume they have a Spell Pierce here, and we're just dead. They don't have a Spell Pierce. This can, or Comanche's Blessing. If they don't have either of those two cards, this can Skyclave Apparition, but... Pierce me, daddy. Oh, yeah. I'm starting to think there might be a reason why we haven't played this deck in a while. Alright, let's bring in all our removal. Let's cut the Memory Lapses. Let's cut the Guardians of Faith. And to the credit of Seth, who submitted this one, they said they'd been building it to metagame Jeskai a little bit. And this deck's probably not bad into Jeskai control. The problem is that with a format like Historic, playing metagamey decks isn't generally speaking a good idea because there's always going to be a huge range of people doing other things. What sets do you recommend to buy prep for new Historic cards? Do we have a command for that? Can a mod who's feeling like they want to be productive look back at my top 5 playlists and grab the top 5 sets for Historic video? And make a top 5 Historic command for us. I'm pretty sure the command doesn't exist. There's if you look at the top 5 playlists on my YouTube channel, there's a top 5 sets to buy for getting into Historic that's still relevant. None of the sets they've printed since that video came out have adjusted the order there. Okay, that's not bad. A pretty aggressive start here, along with some disruption. Have a real shot. Being on the play is pretty good, chat. Thank you, Reaper. Appreciate it. Just play our second Lord out here, inspect them for 5. So long lifelink, crack you for 8 in the air, and then probably clean up next turn. Morning, Engineer. game. It's a scary one. And they give it flying and lifelink. Look like it. Kill you in the air. I want all these Nebelgasts for the tempo. I don't really have anything I want to cut, though. I'm gonna land on the draw, be a little greedy. Get a Glasspool Mimic. Let's do that. Let's embrace the greed. Our lack of good 1-mana plays in this archetype makes it tough to break serve. Last time we played this deck, one of the things we did was we played Gilded Goose as a 1-mana accelerant / color fixing. Makes you skew the mana base to do that, though, because you need to have enough green to play a green source on one. But, like, Modern Spirits has done that before. They play, like, Noble Hierarch as an accelerant. And Goose has the cheeky advantage of being a flying creature, so it gets 1/1 from Eagle. This is definitely a keep. We need single blue, double white, single greens. We've got all of our colors here. Fat Robot. Thanks to 11 months. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Then Skyclave gets... Skyclave gets nothing. Good day, sir. Maybe they'll attack into a Shacklegeist. Or Settle the Wreckage online. But yeah, our deck being, like, kind of underpowered, and then also getting hit by miscellaneous hate cards people are playing for other decks is rough. That Hushbringer artwork is something else. I mean, it's no faithless looting, but it'll do at a pinch. Yeah, generally speaking, J-Man, if there's a question that gets asked more than once, I usually make a command for it. But it's harder, better, faster, stronger. Well, I can't even Rattlechains to protect that because of Hushbringer. Big sad. Chat. They activated my trap card. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, lizard on a chair. Take my hands. We'll make it, I swear. Do. Hey chat, remember that time I cut a land for a Nebelgast Herald in this postboard game? Beverage Farm remembers. I think we're just Nebelgasting here. We did. We played 2 Brawl decks to start this morning. Oh my god, no! No! Oh my god, I was expecting them to block and I didn't flash this in. Oh no! Oh, the horrible mistakes we've made. Oh, we could have stolen this. We might still steal it with the settle. But mistakes were made. Yikes. Sometime after Jumpstart Historic Horizons, I intend to put Brawl decks that I like on my website. Oh my gosh, I was just expecting them to block with the Hushbringer and the Iliad. Yeah, I just assumed my opponent was going to take a good, the right block, and I clicked through it. And now they're pretty likely to have a Spell Pierce, right? They've drawn infinite cards. Well, our deck could have stolen this game. To be fair, we never should have been in this game to begin with because our opponent shouldn't have attacked in with their Hushbringer to start, but, you know, it's neither here nor there. All right, you know what? You know what? We take those. We take those. We take those. I wonder if they boarded their Pierces out. Because they have to cut something to fit in, like, Hushbringers and stuff, right? It was worth the misplay. Professional card gamer, chap. We are pro card gamers. We are do. Is that a new Jeff cover? I don't think I've parodied that one before. It's been a hot second. Listen, chat. My range of late 90s, early 2000s bad songs to parody is deep. What's going on, Float Beta? Thanks for the 2 years. Welcome back. Alright, so we can't block here unless we want to trade. Well, now we can. So this is a mistake on my opponent's part, I think. I think they're supposed to attack first to push damage. At least they can have a removal spell. If they're going to kill the eagle, this is fine. Oh, I did pick it up, Cody. Joke's on you, opponent. I didn't want to cast any of those spells anyways. It's a real shame because we would have hit the land on curve for the Collected Company. No blocks. We have a spawn of mayhem. They do. They do. They have a chump of mayhem. We roll the skies here. If Bowling's for Soup 1985 was written today, it would be called 2002. Oh, yikes. Bruce Springsteen, Madonna, Waiting for Nirvana. There was YouTube and Blondie and music still on MTV. To be fair, the Kiki Chord League yesterday was very, very good. But then, when aren't the Kiki Chord Leagues good? Okay, so this is definitely a Memory Lapse out matchup. I think it's Deccan Stone, Skyclave in matchup. Honestly, these Guardian Face are probably bad. We'll board in a couple of Settles. We had exact lethal bypass. I didn't want to get got by like a Village Rites or something crazy. These are my 2-mana spells. I assume we're going to lose the Deccan Stone. I guess it depends on what their hand looks like. Sometimes these decks turn into like a kill all the things deck post-board. So if they're playing for a longer, more controlling game, taking all of our threats makes sense. Like, I fully expect whatever creature I play here to die, so I'm going to lead on the Shacklegeist. Viva La Bam. What is that? Is that like an old game show or something? Sounds like a crappy game show. Hey, diddle diddle, the gutter bones and the fiddle. The spirit jumped over the moon. I think I just do this and smack them, because that's the most resource efficient play. Nice, nice. Shock in this 4th land, pass with no plays. Just unlucky and misclicked, opponent. Nothing to see here. So exile you, diddle you, diddle you. Play double lord, kill you next turn. It's 18 months distortion, welcome back. This is like actually a pretty impressive set for our deck, huh? Felt like we did something genuinely strong here. This is lethal, right? This is 7, yeah. Yeah, we thoroughly pushed them around. I mean, 300k a week is still mind-boggling money in 2021 as well, Engineer. Inflation hasn't happened that much. The opponent's deck is exactly what spirits want to face. Can you be more generic? What do you think is explicitly what spirits want to face? What kind of deck? Because I haven't played this enough to really define that, I don't think. I think this on the draw. Fair creature decks. Yeah, maybe. Close, Tiny Dancer. That's a good summary. I appreciate that. We have good matchups when tapping creatures is good. I believe that. You know, when I queued that one up, Precipic, I'm not gonna lie, I thought about you and that big red deck you played. Magma Opus slots really elegantly into it. I'll do it again, I swear. Are we having fun yet, opponent? I'm having fun. Hey, son, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate you repping that Prime. Welcome back. Haha! You activated my trap card. My trap card isn't actually that good, Chip. Think we trade those? Valkyrie's kind of scary. You cannot Glasspool Mimic. Yeah, if you watch my conclusion at the end, Precipic, I concluded I wanted to cut Memory Lapse, probably, for what it's worth. You cannot Glasspool Mimic something else that you got off the same thing. Now, I think Spellqueller's gas. I don't really think there's anything toxic about that card. Just good, clean interaction that you can be interactive against back. I think we're dead, chat. His Memory Lapse felt awkward. We've played against nothing but creature decks, so it's not felt great. It's not to do with layers. It has to do with the fact that you, what's the word I'm searching for? The clones enter play as something else. They don't enter play as a 0/0 and then copy something. So whatever they're copying needs to already be in play when they come down. I think I want to save this to diddle something next turn. Oh no. Oh no! So they miss lethal? Oh, I could have tapped one of the things on the turn, right? Yeah, I'm dead, right? Yeah, it's still a way to take their veto out. Alright, so Stone and Skyclave are great. Another matchup where Memory Lapse is poop. So many of their things are powerful and just sit and play. I don't think Settle the Wreckage is actually good here. I guess they're attacking on occasion. Okay, put in 2 of those and cut the Guardians. That's true. We were not click efficient in our concession. Definitely could have shocked myself. I think this Glasspool Mimics a spell with this hand. Can be a second Eagle. The Eagle has landed. The jelly is in the donut. Don't be afraid to play your cards out at sorcery speed to push damage. Yes, this gives this flash, but I think I'd rather just take an extra point here. Every damage we can put up matters against our life gain deck. They're on the draw with some tapped lands here. Yikes. 3-7. I have 10. I can attack for 13. It's not enough. Down to 6. Am I dead? No, because we killed the Veto. I think we're dead to the... No, they can't take the Veto. That's a clue, not a treasure. I'm used to treasures from Standard. Null Priest effectively attacks for 4 with Veto in play. This could very easily be lethal. Yeah, that does it, right? Because I can double block the Null Priest. Yeah, attack with everything and we die. based on the matchups we've played so far today, and again, like, this is incredibly swingy in terms of matchup variance, I'm going to go ahead and put the Skyclaves in the main deck. Because we were still fucked either way. If I don't kill the Veto, they have a 5/5 bearing down on us that has us under the abyss. The Veto's only good if they have something big like Collected Company to go into afterwards. And if I get rid of the 5/5 and they don't Collected Company, I didn't have Endless Chumpers. It was very close. If they didn't have the company to make the Veto really good at the end, they were dead on the backswing next turn. So I took the line that gave me lethal the following turn if they didn't have a ton of creatures. Whereas you want to take the line that means we're not going to have lethal for a while because we have to start chump blocking and giving them more time to gain life and find other things. We win the next turn. No, we don't. How bad would Iron Crag Feet be? I think it's pretty bad. I think you'd rather just play other good acceleration. Like, if like taking the line that you're suggesting with how things played out there, our opponent literally would have gained enough life to not be dead because I had to jump block. They would have had that thing in play still, which gains them a life every time a cleric comes into play. So like we still lose with that line. In that specific board state with the sequence that they had. Your sequence does not change the outcome of the game. Let me just go Spirit here, tap their thing. Deck for 3. They're obviously a control deck of some sort. I guess it could be like a combo deck with Fae of Wishes. Life gain decks are what I would define as a fan favorite archetype. They basically fail to ever put up results at any competitive tournament, but they consistently see play because people like the type of gameplay that they generate. They're a very, very sweet, unique style of gameplay. But they've basically never been relevant in any competitive setting. Angels were good, though. Yeah, Angels had a flash in the pan at the very start when they first came out, and then they fell right off the face of the earth. Our company hits have been impressive today. Not good, just impressive. Thankfully, we didn't need a good company to win this game, because they stumbled enough. Yeah, it seems decent, press a pick. Alright, so finally a control deck. So we can try these Guardians of Faith. At least I think they're a control deck. I want these Vetoes here too. Yeah, so the decks you're referring to in Modern there, Black Fisk, aren't life gain decks so much as they're like 2-card infinite combo decks. Which I would argue are fundamentally different than, like, the fair small creature play Soul Warden style decks. Because in Modern as well, the, like, Soul Warden, Soul Sister style decks have never really been anything more than fringe and bad. No, Book of Exalted Deeds isn't really good in older, more higher powered formats. They have the card pool that answering a land is pretty trivial. And playing Snowlands is not trivial, so you have to mess your mana up and be less consistent than everybody else. There. Bad company. It's the only thing we cast. Bad companies. Rearranging our deck. And then obviously they could sweep us here, but I think I just need to get pressure into play. You gotta hope for windows like this where they just, like, don't have it. Oh, no! Hand meat cookie jar. Listen, chat, we've been playing Historic for almost an hour so far today, and in half a dozen matchups we haven't played against a single good deck, okay? It's just how these formats work. The good decks in this format don't play things like Field of Ruin, they're 3-color control decks. Our deck is trying to be cute and metagamey, and is not doing so very successfully. Honestly, it's a good example of why, generally speaking, you should not try to metagame in formats like Historic, and you should instead just play decks and cards that are good. Because frequently you're going to run into people that are just doing their own thing rather than playing the things you'd like to metagame against. Green source. Green source. Oh, I'm dumb. I don't have this at instant speed. Just pass for now. Can I unstep Chains, untap Supreme Phantom? Yeah, it's fine.
I train every day. No one is more.
I think we company in response here because they need a land to cast Sweeper, and I don't want them to impulse into a counterspell. You get censored here and concede. Without a decent company, we're just never getting through their 2/4/4s. I guess we could have taken one draw step to try and find another Supreme Phantom, but even then, doesn't seem very likely. What's up, my dude?
Stone.
Stone block?
Yes. No. Stonebark.
Enjoy.
Say Stonebark.
It does say Stonebark, yes, did you ask me to type? We just want to hold laps up. No reason to jam into a sensor or anything like that here, I don't think. Untapped Lane's a great pickup. I think we just pass here, and then, like, if they do nothing again, we'll just draw a card with Spectral Sailor. It is our nemesis Field of Ruin. I think we do this, and now if they have a sweeper, they can't kill my stuff. Jacobur, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Untapped Lantier is actually a great pull, because it means I can do Supreme Phantom while still holding up double Memory Lapse. Have my kids walk my eggs. Loot boxes. Come on, cast your Doomscar. Got me. Attack for lethal. So we'll put this into... Oh, no! I don't have the Shacklegeist in play. Okay, so I could have beaten this shark if I would have put Shacklegeist into play pre-combat. It's fine. We should still be good here with Guardian plus double Memory Lapse, but this was a small mistake on my part. I could have played around Shark Typhoon and didn't. They stumbled enough that it shouldn't matter. You have acquired a Plains. Yeah, it's our first time playing against a not creature deck protagonist. So everything else we played against has been creature decks. Alley-oop. Obviously, we could have Memory Lapse there as well, but using the Guardian is cuter. It's totes and dorbs, chat. Felt okay overall. It definitely felt better in the creature matchups when we changed to having Skyclave Apparition in the main deck. The Glasspool Mimics were definitely aces. Having slightly more mana so we could get to 4 consistently felt good. To draw cards with that more. Having more Lords to mix in felt okay. The Memory Lapses felt good in the control matchups. They felt mediocre elsewhere. And it's just tough being a slightly interactive deck like this in this format. You're kind of like guessing and choosing what you're gonna play against and what you want to hedge. I think in general, I kind of like this split here where like these hedge creatures, these hedge control, and they're not unplayable against the other even if they're not ideal. I think 3 Settle the Wreckage is probably a lot. I think I'd probably go down to 2 or even 1 of these and play more Deck in Stone or another piece of spot removal that gives you a little bit more control, especially considering we got Hushbringer today, and having 4 ways to deal with Hushbringer in our deck post board sounds really appealing. So Deck in Stone or Baffling End would be what I would want to play for that, I think. Overall, felt fine though. I think if you're married to the idea of playing spirits in this format, this deck didn't feel unplayable. I don't know that I would recommend it based purely on the power level of what it's doing, but with good play and some good decent beats, you can definitely get on the scoreboard and win some games with it. All right, about an hour before I want to switch to Unite, so I think we could squeeze one